Hi. Welcome back to another edition of Sabbath School Flashcards. The title for today's lesson is, The Heavenly Assembly in the Throne Room. And the date is January 21, 2019. Let us begin. The description of the elders in Revelation 4:4 shows that they are not angelic beings. Reading, Around the throne were 24 thrones, and on the thrones, I saw 24 elders sitting, clothed in white robes, and they had crowns of gold on their heads. The title elders in the Bible always is used for humans. In contrast to angels, who invariably stand in God's presence, these elders sit on thrones. The white robes they wear the attire of God's faithful people in Revelation 3:4-5. Quoting, You have a few names even in Sardis who have not defiled their garments, and they shall walk with me in white, for they are worthy. He who overcomes shall be clothed in white garments, and I will not blot out his name from the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. The victory crowns from the Greek Stephanos. In Revelation 4:4, on their heads, are reserved exclusively for the victorious saints. Referencing James 1:12. Blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life which the Lord has promised to those who love him. All of these details suggest that the 24 elders are glorified saints. The number 24 is symbolic. It consists of two sets of 12, the number 12 in the Bible being a symbol of God's people. The 24 elders could represent God's people in their totality, from both the Old and New Testament times. The number 24 also mirrors the chiefs of the 24 divisions of priests who took turns serving in the earthly temple services in 1 Chronicles 24:1-19. The fact that the 24 elders were never mentioned before in the Bible implies that they are a new group in the heavenly throne room. They perhaps are the ones who were raised from the dead at the time of Jesus' death in Matthew 27:51-53, reading, Then, behold, the veil of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom, and the earth quaked, and the rocks were split, and the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised, and coming out of the graves after his resurrection, they went into the holy city and appeared to many. If so, these 24 elders who ascended to heaven with Jesus become representatives of humanity, to witness the fairness in God's actions in the realization of the plan of salvation. In Revelation 5:9, the 24 elders, along with the 4 living creatures from verse 8, fall down and worship before the Lamb, who was slain and yet lives. Together, they sing a new song, extolling the Lamb as the one who is worthy. Because, you were slain and have redeemed us to God by your blood out of every tribe and tongue and people and nation, and have made us kings and priests to our God, and we shall reign on the earth. Reading Revelation 5:8-10, Now when he had taken the scroll, the 4 living creatures and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, each having a harp, and golden bowls full of incense, which are the prayers of the saints. And they sang a new song, saying, You are worthy to take the scroll, and to open its seals. For you were slain, and have redeemed us to God by your blood out of every tribe and tongue and people and nation, and have made us kings and priests to our God, and we shall reign on the earth. Revelation 4:6-8 also mentions the 4 living creatures, or beings. Reading, Before the throne, there was a sea of glass, like crystal. And in the midst of the throne, and around the throne, were 4 living creatures full of eyes in front and in back. The first living creature was like a lion, the second living creature like a calf, the third living creature had a face like a man, and the fourth living creature was like a flying eagle. The 4 living creatures, each having 6 wings, were full of eyes around and within. And they do not rest day or night, saying, Holy, holy, holy Lord God Almighty, who was, and is to come. Compare their description with the 4 living beings in Ezekiel 1:5-14. I will read only to verse 8. Reading, Also from within it came the likeness of 4 living creatures. And this was their appearance, they had the likeness of a man. Each one had 4 faces, and each one had 4 wings. Their legs were straight, and the soles of their feet were like the soles of calves' feet. They sparkled like the color of burnished bronze. The hands of a man were under their wings on their 4 sides, and each of the 4 had faces and wings. And Ezekiel 10:20-22. This is the living creature I saw under the God of Israel by the river Chebar, and I knew they were cherubim. Each one had 4 faces and each one 4 wings, and the likeness of the hands of a man was under their wings. And the likeness of their faces was the same as the faces which I had seen by the river Chebar, their appearance and their persons. They each went straight forward. And finally, with the seraphim in Isaiah 6:2-3, reading, Above it stood seraphim, each one had 6 wings, with 2 he covered his face, with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. And one cried to another and said, Holy, Holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of His glory. The four living creatures symbolize the exalted beings who serve God as His agents and the guardians of His throne in Psalm 99:1. Praise to the Lord for His holiness. The Lord reigns, let the peoples tremble. He dwells between the cherubim, let the earth be moved. Their wings point symbolically to their swiftness in carrying out God's orders, and their eyes point to their intelligence. Their presence, together with the 24 elders and the myriad of angels around the throne in Revelation 5:11, shows that both heaven and earth are represented in the throne room. And this, ladies and gentlemen, concludes today's lesson. This is Witness Glenn. Have a blessed day.